whole lot of beige going around. I like blend in to the wall, into the bed. I should have worn a color. February was the month of reading all love, all romance. Contemporary romance was my theme. I used my TBR jar to pull prompts for my books in February, but I had to relate the prompt to only contemporary romance. So it's a little bit of a challenge, but I have to say that I really enjoyed this month of reading. It was fun to read some new authors, read some books that everybody's been talking about, and, get to rate them myself. If you're new to my channel, thank you for being here. My name's Amanda. I love to read. I love to read all genres. I'm a busy boy mom, teacher full-time teacher, and I just love to escape through reading. So thanks for joining me. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, please stick around, and let's talk books together. So for the month of February, I managed to read 4 books, 2 physical books, 2 audiobooks, and then I'm halfway through a book. I won't count it for February. It still fits, even though while I'm filming this right now, it's March 3rd. So the book I'm currently listening to in the car to and from work is a contemporary romance. I won't count it for February, even though I want to because I started it in February, but I'm only 50% done. So that will be a March read. So 4.5 books. And that's a little less than what I thought. I was really aiming for 6. But you know what happened? The Olympics happened. And I love the Olympics. I am all about the Olympics. So that took over a lot of evenings where normally I would be reading, but instead I was watching the Olympics with my husband. And yeah, I didn't read 6 books. I read 4, but that's okay. I stuck to my TBR. So book number 1, I read the book Drive by Kate Stewart, and I rated this a solid 4 stars. I listened to the audio and I love the audio dual narration, which is a must for me. It really bothers me when the girl tries to do a man's voice or the man tries to do a girl's voice. And it messes with how I picture that character, how I jive with that character. So if it's dual POV, that's an instant star bump for me. I thought that this was a very entertaining book. It kept me entertained. It kept me wanting to listen in the car. So, and I genuinely liked the characters. So it was a solid, like I said, 4 stars. If you're a music lover, you might love this book. It's about a girl named, I read it in the beginning of February, so I have to really think about character names. A girl named Stella, and she is a journalist, and she wants to write for music magazines, music features. She's young, she's in her 20s, she's staying with her sister, kind of couch surfing, looking for a job. Her sister's a waitress. She gets a job waitressing with her sister while she's trying to find some publishing company that will let her write for them. And while she's scouring for a job, she, of course, meets her sister's really good friend, whose name is Reed. And wouldn't you know, Reed is a drummer in a band that she has kind of scouted and would like to write a feature on. But of course, we're talking about a contemporary romance here. So of course something is going to happen with Stella and this drummer. Now, on the side, Stella has an in with this up-and-coming magazine, I think it was a magazine or, website, blog, whatever. And she has an interview with the owner of the company. And of course, they hit it off. So we have a love triangle situation in this book, Drive. And I don't know how you feel about love triangles. I am I don't mind them. I don't want to read them all the time, but I definitely don't mind them, especially if they're done right. And I will say this love triangle was done right because I liked both MMCs and I wanted her to be with both. And I think that's when a love triangle is really done right. When you want to see the character with both of them, and it's tearing you apart that female male character or the star character might have to choose between one, because I was literally on the edge of my seat. Really why I gave it 4 stars, because I wanted to keep listening to see who was she going to choose, because I was having trouble choosing for her. And while I'm happy about who she chose, I also am devastated for who she didn't choose. And yeah, I can't say any more or I'll spoil it, but the theme of music and journalism was really fun, and I enjoyed all of the characters and the writing style and the dual narration audio. So Kate Stewart, Drive, recommend. Then I read, so while I was listening to Drive, I was reading Caught Up by Liz Tomforde, and this is the 3rd book in the Windy City series, set in Chicago, sports romance. If you're someone who's all about like hockey romance, series are a hit right now. It's the thing to read, but you haven't read the Windy City series, this is a great sports romance, and it talks about some of the characters play hockey, basketball. This is baseball, but they're all connected. They are interconnected but standalone books. You don't have to read them in order, but I would read number 1 first, just because you meet a lot of the characters in number 1, and then they definitely come back. But you could totally read, you could read 3 and 2 out of order. But anyways, I'm reading them in order, and I'm going slow through them. I started this series last summer, and just as they come through in the library, or as I get an audiobook, I read the next one. I rated Caught Up another 4 stars. Was it my favorite so far? I don't know. No, I think I liked number 2 a little bit better than Caught Up. I still love this one. Number 1, I've said this before, if you've watched a video where I'm talking about this series, number 1 was not my favorite. I only rated that 2 stars, but I think it was necessary to understand and appreciate all the other books. For 2, I believe I rated 4.5, if not 5 stars. This was 4 stars. I'm very excited to read the next one, which the next main character is definitely talked a lot about in this one, but I hear it's a lot of people's favorite. I think it's called Play Along. So the big trope is single dad. So Kai is a Major League Baseball pitcher for Chicago's team, and he's a single dad to I think he's like a 1.5-year-old little boy, and he is looking for childcare while he's on the road playing, and he hasn't been successful. And then there is Miller, who's our FMC, and she is this very well-known and highly sought after dessert chef who actually helps restaurants get like their Michelin rating and helps beef up their dessert menu. Now, she's the daughter of the agent of the baseball team, and she's home for the summer. She's kind of a nomad character, lives in her van, travels because she's traveling nationally to help these restaurants. And of course, Dad recommends her to be Kai's son's nanny for the summer. And what do you think is going to happen? It's a romance. So yes, of course something happens. I really loved both these characters. Miller is a very strong character on her own. I really liked their little family that they created, but I won't give away what happens in the story and how it ends. This is a must-read series if you are caught up right now in all of the sports romance going on in the book world. 4 stars. I can't wait to read Play Along, which is number 4. Next book I read, I did audio because I was done with Drive, and that was my first Emily Henry book, and I chose Book Lovers to start my Emily Henry journey and kind of see what she's all about, because like I said, I have not read any of her books. I did not watch People We Meet on Vacation yet, so I wanted to see what all the hype was, and I hope by choosing Book Lovers I chose a good one. I rated it 4 stars. I would have rated it 4.5 stars if I would have read it instead of listened to the audio, because this was not dual narration. And while I loved the voice for the female main character, I thought she was an excellent choice. She did the female character. Is her name Nova? No, it's not Nova. What's her name? Starts with an N. I gotta look it up. Nora, not Nova. That's too out there for this book. I thought she read Nora's part perfectly. However, I was not a fan of the way she changed her voice and read the main character Charlie's voice. It drove me nuts. I felt like I probably would have read him and imagined him as a much stronger male character if I was just reading it myself, or if they would have given him a male narrator to do his part. Instead, the way the narrator changed her voice for him, it just made him seem like weak, and I don't really think that was how he was written to be. So it dropped half a star just because that really bothered me, but I'm sure if I read it physically, I would have rated it 4.5 stars, because I'm so glad I read Book Lovers. I thought it was adorable. It gave me all of the small town, like, this is gonna age me, but CW TV show vibes. It definitely gave me like Gilmore Girl vibes in the witty banter that they have. I don't know if that's Emily Henry's writing style. Is she always that witty and dropping all these pop cultural references? Or was that the character Nora? Because Nora comes from New York City. She's an agent in the publishing world, and she and her sister go to this small town where one of their favorite books takes place. And so they're on this vacation. Her sister's pregnant. She wants one last hurrah vacation. And they get a cute Airbnb, and they do all the small town things where all the places are set in their favorite book. And I just thought it was cute. I thought it was cute that I got like this character from the city and we're plunked in a small town. And it made me think about if Stars Hollow from Gilmore Girls really existed. If I went there, I would be doing all of the cutesy, like, oh, let's go to Luke's Diner. Oh, let's go to the antique shop. Let's go to the gazebo. I would be, a tourist in that town, trying to go to all the spots. So it just hit me it gave me warm feels. But then I loved how, of course, there's a romance going on between Charlie, who is an editor in New York, who she was trying to pitch a book to, and he was rejecting it. Well, wouldn't it happen to be that when they're in the small town, he's also in the small town because he's from there. Classic contemporary romance, small town romance tropes, but I thought it was done really well. It was really witty. I really enjoyed it, and I will be reading more Emily Henry books. I did look up the audio, and it's always the same narrator doing both parts. So I think I am, as much as it was nice to listen to her book in the car, I think I am going to try reading it myself and see if I enjoy that better, because that female narrator doing the male part might continue to drive me nuts. All right, the last book that I read in February, other than my little half-seas, one that I'm currently reading, is my mystery book from my prompt, for my prompt jar, which was choose a book you've never heard of before. I picked Party of Two by Jasmine, I hope I say this right, Guillory, Jasmine. I found this in the library. I literally just was looking in the library for anything tagged with romance, because that's my theme for February. And I was just pulling them and looking at them. I almost picked one that was appealing to me, but it was another sports romance. And I thought, I'm already doing that this month. So this one looked good. So I just picked it blindly. No, I've not read anything by her. No clue what it's about. Just read the blurb on the back. And I am rating this a solid 3.5 stars. This entertained me the whole time. It was cute. It was a good time. I was excited to pick it up and keep reading it. I loved both characters. They're both strong characters. So it's about a man named Max, who is a senator in California. And then it's a girl named Olivia. I'm so bad with names. I'm so bad with names in real life and in books, I guess. So it's about Max, senator in California, and Olivia. She's a lawyer and she's moving back to California. And they have this cute, like meet cute in a hotel bar. And they end up going out on dates. And, it goes from there. It has great dialogue. The characters don't bother me at all. I think they're strong, standalone characters on their own. The reason why it's not 4 stars, even though I enjoyed reading this just as much, is because it's a simple romance. It's very predictable. Like I said, cute, basic. However, the characters are done right. But yeah, it wasn't nothing shocking happened, nothing surprising, nothing devastating. It was a pretty simple plot, but just with two really good characters. Solid 3.5 stars. I definitely, if I see another book at the library by her, I will definitely pick it up and give it a go. And then my little 0.5 book that doesn't count for February, but I'm going to share with you what I started, was once I finished Book Lovers in the Car, I thought, I have a couple days left of February to go. Let's pick another contemporary romance. And so I chose Elsie Silver, Flawless, to read in the car. And this was on my Hoopla app, so free from the library, so no-brainer pick for me. It was like, oh, what's a nice standalone book that I can play in the car? So I have not read any Elsie Silver. I have not gotten on the Chestnut Springs is the series name, bandwagon yet. And so let's see what Elsie Silver is all about. So I started Flawless. I am 50% in. I'm really enjoying it. It's dual narration. I'm listening to it on, like I said, Hoopla. So it's free from my library app, which is great. And the narrators are doing a great job. They are both playing and portraying the characters beautifully. We'll see where it's going. It's cute. And yeah, it's Western. Maybe it's a little predictable, but I don't know. It's my first one. I'm only 50% in. So listen to my March reading wrap up to see my take on Flawless and Elsie Silver. So those are the 4 books that I read in March. Nope. Those are the 4 books that I read in February. I am proud that I stuck to my TBR. I'm proud that I stuck to my theme of only contemporary romance. It definitely made me fall in love again with this genre, and I will definitely be reading more of these books in between my big fantasy and romantasy books. But I am so ready to get back into fantasy and romantasy, maybe high fantasy, fantasy sci-fi. I just want to do some world building. I want to get into some magic systems. And so my March picks, I'm definitely looking more at fantasy sci-fi. My March TBR pick video will be coming soon because I'm about to pick those reads for next month. I'm thinking, since it's March Madness, I don't like basketball. I'm not a basketball fan, but I like a bracket. So I'm thinking I might do some sort of bracket competition with my books selected for March, which I think would be really fun. Thank you for joining me. I hope you liked this video. I hope you liked hearing what I read in February. I'm curious, have you read any of the books that I read in February? What did you rate them? All of your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. And what are you looking forward to in March?